Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Ha, Rakar, Qudas. Double honors to the apostles of GMS who rule well and taught me this truth, and peace and salutation to your Akim across the four corners of the globe, preaching this gospel in truth and sincerity. I'm Brother Yas from the GMS Louisiana Saints Camp, back with another lesson on the US dollar. All right, say good night to the dollar's hegemony. All right, the dollar is no longer the hegemony of the world. Why? Because of BRICS. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and many more nations are collaborating to set up a system, all right, through the BRICS that they can devalue the dollar and use their own currency. Bring out a scripture and listen to a 3 minutes of this, and that's a wrap. James 5:1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Yeah, you elites are going back into slavery. All right? Your currency, your money system, your hegemony over the whole world, over with. Go and reap, go and weep, go and cry. All right? Misery. That goes into bad times. All right? Horrific times. Verse 2. Your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth-eaten. Yeah, this dollar is worth nothing. It's a Ponzi scheme. All right? And they use it against these other nations and put sanctions on them. And they use the dollar as a weapon. So your money is no good here no more. Verse 3. Your gold and silver is crinkled, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. And those treasures, those gold, all of that's coming back to the men of the Lord, the hopeful elect. All right? This place is going to get burnt up by 200 million nuclear missiles. And that's the end of your fucking kingdom. So your money is done. Behold, your money is done, man. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud. Everything this devil does is fraudulent. The money system is fraudulent. Everything he set up is fraud. These other countries are seeing that, man. And what are they doing? They're mad. They're breaking away from the dollar. Cried, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. All right. The Lord sees all of this, man. And he hears the men of the Lord crying out also. All right. So your dollar is done. Ye have lived in pleasure on the earth. Yeah, these elites don't want for nothing. And been wanton. You have nourished your hearts as in the day of the slaughter. Ye have commanded and killed the just, and he did not resist you. So you devils are going down, man. Look at all the damage you've done to the earth. Look how you flipped everything upside down. The foundations of the earth are out of course because of you devils and your fake ass money. Which means shit. It's a piece of shit. You can wipe your ass with this dollar. Only reason it's still up is because of the confidence that people have in it. But once they get together and drop and then keep devaluing this dollar, hey, eventually you're going to wake up with zero amount of money in your bank account. And that's the chaos. And then the elites are going to come with order out of chaos, and they're going to bring a solution. That's the MOTB, the charagma. All right? So let me bring out one more, and then we're going to do this video, and that's it. All right, Revelation 6:6. Revelation 6 and Revelation 6:6. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. All right. And see thou hurt not the all in the wine. Represent the all in the wine represents this truth, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, talking about the elect. Because we got the truth. We got the understanding. A measure of wheat for a penny, all right, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. A penny was equivalent up to basically a denarius was equivalent for like you could get a lot, a day's worth of work. All right. You could get a lot from that penny. But right here it representing that you're gonna be buying stuff that's like, let me give you an example. If you buy bread for $4 right now, when inflation kicks in, it might be 6, 7, 8. When hyperinflation kick in, it could be 100, 200, 300, $400. So this is indicating that uh, the currency is devalued. All right, it's no good. All right, and when hyperinflation kicks in, you're gonna see this live in color, Jake. All right, the money is worth nothing, and it will fail. The money will fail. See if I can get this account in Genesis. Let me see. Genesis 47 and 15. And when money failed in the land of Egypt, and this is talking about ancient Egypt, but it's going to fail again in the spiritual Egypt, which is America, and in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came to Joseph and said, give us bread, for why should we die in thy presence? For the money faileth. Why? Because it's being devalued, because it's worth zero. All right. And Joseph said, give your cattle, and I will give you for your cattle if money fail it. The point is, the money is failing, man. It's no more good. It ain't worth shit. It's devalued. And these BRICS nations are gathering together to totally bring down this American hegemony, financial hegemony over the world, because they see that you're using it as a weapon. Isaiah 19 and 14. The Lord had mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt, which is talking about uh, America. I'm talking about America's spiritual Egypt, to err in every work thereof. So everything that these politicians and governments and everything they do to fix this society is they're erring. It's backfiring on them. It's not working. As a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. All right. So nothing is working for for this system, okay? Because the leaders are making horrible decisions because there's no more wisdom in teaming. All right. The Lord is taking away that wisdom. Verse 15, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rust may do. Yeah, there ain't gonna be no fucking work. If the money is no good, what are you working for? What are you working for? So from your CEOs to COOs to presidents to the regular laborer, y'all ain't gonna have no fucking money. Your money is gonna fail. Your jobs are gonna fail. And that's what's happening right now. The jobs are failing, the jobs are collapsing, the money's collapsing, and you people are going to be fucked. All right, now let's look at about 3 minutes of this video. And I hope this was edifying to the hopeful elect, man. All right, be prepared to lose everything. Okay, and when they roll out this charagma, the MOTB, you ain't going to be able to work anyways. So get in that spirit of being uncomfortable. Get in that spirit of a harsh spirit, a cold spirit, because you're going to see a lot of death and destruction and famine And this goes for kids, grown-ups, old elderly people, and Americans are not ready for this type of destruction. They're not prepared because they're so at ease over here in Babylon. So let's listen to 3 minutes of this, and that'll be all.
Countries, and it has hurt the vast majority of people around the world. And that's why more and more countries are seeking an alternative to this system. And one of the main institutions, one of the main groupings of countries that is pushing for an alternative to the dominance of the US dollar is BRICS. BRICS consists of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, and it has invited several other countries to join, including Ethiopia, Egypt, Iran, the United Arab Emirates, and Saudi Arabia. BRICS has a system in which all members are equal. They have equal representation and equal power, and every year the chair country changes on a rotating basis. In 2024, Russia is the chair of BRICS, and Russia is hosting the annual BRICS summit in the city of Kazan from the 22nd to the 24th of October. And for this summit, the Russian Finance Ministry and Central Bank prepared a special report that proposes plans to fundamentally transform the international monetary and financial system and to create mechanisms that will provide more opportunities for developing countries in the global south, formerly colonized countries, to democratize the global financial institutions so they no longer benefit the rich Western imperialist countries at the expense of the rest of the world. In this special report, Russia proposed the creation of what it calls the BRICS Cross-Border Payment Initiative, BCBPI. This would be a way for members of BRICS to de-dollarize their trade and their international investments and reserves. It would be a way to weaken the hegemony of the US dollar and provide alternatives for developing countries so they no longer have to rely on the US dollar and the United States. They no longer can be sanctioned by the United States. They can pursue independent development paths. Now, later in this analysis today, I'm going to go into granular detail explaining this proposal. But just to summarize it overall, at the heart of this proposal is the idea that members of BRICS are going to create new infrastructure to facilitate cross-border transactions so they can de-dollarize their trade and also de-dollarize their international investments and reserves. And instead of relying on the US dollar, they can use their own national currencies, which can also be a relief for a lot of developing countries because they constantly are worried about getting access to hard currency, getting access to dollars to maintain the value of their currency. If they have a trade deficit, they don't want the value of their currency to fall too drastically. They won't be able to pay for imports of commodities and energy. So this is a short and medium term solution. And the report also raises the possibility of some kind of international unit of account or international currency. This is still very much something that's being debated, the idea of a BRICS currency. However, the report makes it very clear that if that happens, it's certainly not going to be in the short term. That's something that needs to be planned for the medium to the long term. The report says that one of the possibilities could be the special drawing rights, the SDRs. I'll explain what those are. It's a unit of account that is used by the International Monetary Fund, and the value of it is based on a basket of 5 currencies. However, those are the 5 dominant currencies, mostly of the Western economies, plus Japan and China. So that could be the basis for a potential idea in the future for some kind of supranational currency, a unit of account that can be used to settle trade imbalances. However, this report makes it clear that in the short to the medium term, What BRICS countries will do instead is they will try to create new institutions and also democratize existing institutions to connect commercial banks in countries and also to connect central banks of BRICS members in order to settle trade imbalances and in order to transact in their national currencies. The report also
Say goodnight to the US dollar hegemony over the world. Shalom.